High class. This is Manjunath from Department of Civil Engineering, Maharaja Tantrika Mahavidyalaya, Mysuru. Today, I'm here to teach hydrology and irrigation engineering. Subject code is 17CV73. Hydrology and irrigation engineering 17CV73. Before actual coming into the subject matter, first of all we need to know a little bit introduction about the hydrology. Okay. Now I would like to say just introductory part of the hydrology. In the world total water resources, just this is an introduction part, okay. In the world means in this planet Earth, total water resources is around, in the planet around approximated to be 1.73 into 10 power 8 mega hectare meter. Listen, carefully listen. 1.73 into 10 power 8 mega, this is mega. That means what? 10 power 6. So 10 power 8, 10 power 6, 10 power 14. 1.73 into 10 power 14 hectare meter. Just imagine, this is the whole water resource on the Earth's surface. Okay, just treat this as 100%. Just listen to me very carefully. This is very sensitive part. 1.73 into 10 power 14 hectare meter of water is present in the Earth's surface. So just treat this as 100%, out of which 97.3% is salty. 97.3% is salty. That means, so this much of water is stored in ocean and sea, and it is of no use. From the point of that means from the point of drinking water or industrial purpose, anything. So remaining 2.7% is available fresh water. Remaining 2.7% is freshwater resources. Okay, that means this much of water is stored in lakes, okay, reservoir, rivers, streams, and other surface resources. And also I will tell you in the coming next. So out of this 2.7%, listen, this is the whole water resource on the surface. Out of just this 100%, 97.3% is salty and it is of no use. Remaining 2.7% is fresh water. Okay. Out of this 2.7%, 2.2%. Okay. Out of 2.7%, 2.2% is stored as surface water. Okay. Surface water nothing but again rivers, streams, lakes, and reservoir. The remaining 0.5%. Okay, remaining 0.5% is stored in groundwater, as groundwater. Okay. Now listen very carefully. Out of this 2.2%, 2.15%. Out of 2.2%, 2.15% stored in polar region. Okay, in polar region as ice caps. Okay, as ice caps. Again, this water, of course, it is definitely useful, but not directly. It has to be, it should be, when the temperature rises, then it flows in the river. So this is directly not useful, but it gives in a long-term basis. Okay, and the remaining 0.01%. This is the beauty of the hydrology. Listen to me very carefully. 0.01%, listen, 0.01% is stored in rivers, okay, streams, and lakes, ponds, okay. This is very important. Just imagine yourself, treat this as 100%, 1.73 into 10 power 8 mega hectometer. Out of this much of water, 97.3 is salty, okay, it is of no useful. 2.7% is fresh water, out of which 2.2% is stored in surface water, 2.5% as groundwater. Out of this 2.2% of the surface water, 2.15% stored in polar region in the form of ice caps. Remaining 0.01% is stored in rivers, streams, lakes, ponds. Actually, we are extensively using this much of water. Just imagine, 1% itself is less. 1% itself is less, 0.1% is still less, but this magnitude is 0.01%. Just imagine yourself. And the rest, okay, and the rest of water is circulating in the hydrological component. Okay, this is all about world water resources. Okay. We studied about world water resources. World water resources. Now, as a civil engineer, we must know what I mean to say is, now just we studied about water resources and also what? Before enter into, I would like to say few technical terms. That is, what I would like to convey is ridge line. Ridge line and catchment area. So these are the two basic terms in hydrology, we must know about it. Okay, this is a ridge line. Okay, this is a ridge line. Again, this one is also ridge line. Just consider a region. Okay, just consider a region. There is a huge rainfall. Okay, there is a huge rainfall occurring in the area. Let's say this is river A. Let's say this is river A. In hydrology, catchment area or basin area, we can also call it as basin area. Sometimes it's also called as watershed area. Watershed area. Okay. Consider a region, there is a huge rainfall, and this is the river A. So once the rainfall starts coming, so all the rainfall within this peak, see, this is the peak portion and this is again the peak portion. Rainfall occurring within this peak contribute the water flow in this river A. So for the river A, carefully, listen carefully, for the river A, this is the catchment area, just perpendicular to the board, just beyond the board. So this is the catchment area, also called as river basin, also called as river basin, sometimes also called as watershed area. Okay, watershed area. So for the river A, this is the catchment area. So this is the ridge line. Ridge line nothing but water divide line. So this ridge dividing this portion and this portion. Okay, this is the catchment area. So this whole portion is the catchment area for another river. For another. Similarly, this catchment area is for some other river. Let's say river B. Let's say river C. Okay. For a river A, this is the catchment area. Okay. This is all about catchment area and ridge line. Okay. Wait for 1 second. Now, what I would like to say is, water is not stagnant. Water is, right, water never stagnant. That means it's continuously transforming from one component or one form to another form through hydrologic cycle. Through hydrologic cycle. Except in some deep aquifers, okay, in a very deep aquifers, water is permanently stored. Okay, we will discuss that in groundwater hydrology. Water is never stagnant. It's never ending process. Always water transforms from one form to another form through different components of hydrological cycle. And components of hydrological cycle nothing but precipitation, runoff, infiltration, and also evaporation. So these are the important hydrologic components. Okay. Now, okay, just this is all about introduction of the hydrology. Okay. Now actually we enter into our business area, that is hydrology. All this is just introduction part. Now hydrology, already most of you people know very well about this term, hydro plus logy. Hydro plus logy. Come on, yaar. These are the few technical terms which is already you people already known. Logy means study. Already you learned in engineering geology. Geo means earth, logy means study about earth. That is geology. Similarly, logy means study. Hydro means water, study about water. This is what hydrology. If I would like to give some technical definition, hydrology is nothing but is a branch of science which deals with all its forms of water, circulation and distribution of the water through hydrologic cycle. Through hydrologic cycle. Okay, this is about hydrology. Let's come to the syllabus of the hydrology. Just I would like to give an equation. P is equals to E plus I plus R. Male barutte, precipitation. Evaporation, part of the precipitation evaporated back to the atmosphere. And infiltration, part of the precipitation infiltrate into the ground over a period of time, and this is runoff. Part of the precipitation flow on the earth's surface. This is all about syllabus. In precipitation, I will be teaching forms of precipitation. Okay, average precipitation, Similarly, in evaporation, Mayer's equation, IS class A, pan evaporation. Similarly, there are two more steps I will be teaching in the coming classes. Infiltration, we're going to study about phi index and W index. Phi index and W index. Don't worry, I will be explaining all those things in detail in the coming modules. Similarly, runoff. This is the most important and most beautiful part of the hydrology. This is hydrograph. You are going to study in runoff about hydrograph. This is the syllabus of hydrology. Okay. Hydrology is interdisciplinary science department. Interdisciplinary. Hydrology is a interdisciplinary science branch. What is the meaning of interdisciplinary? That means hydrology draws help or draws some formula or draws some ideology from ecology, from hydraulics, from climatology, and soil and geology, soil creations and geology, and also very important one is statistical methods. Statistics and probability. Statistics and probability. These are other basic science branches. So from these branches, hydrology draws help, some formulas and some ideas. So that's why hydrology is interdisciplinary science branch. Okay. Basically, hydrology deals with three parts. Basically, so the first one is above the ground surface. Above the ground surface. That means atmospheric water. That is precipitation. This is the first part. Hydrology deals with precipitation. Second one is on the ground surface. That means runoff. In a simple word, runoff. Similarly, hydrology also deals with below the ground surface. Below the ground surface. That is nothing but infiltration. So these are the three basic forms in which hydrology did. Okay. And let's come to the next one is importance, or we can call it as scope of hydrology. So first point is about probable maximum flood. Maximum probable flood. Maximum probable flood. Just go back to just rewind 2 years past. From last 2 years, we faced a lot of problems related to the flood in our own state, Rajamalai in Kerala recently, just I think 1 week back, in Rajamalai, Kerala, Idukki district, severe landslide occurs. There may be chances of maximum flood and many other. So maximum probable flood. In order to know maximum, what is the use of this maximum probable flood? For safe design, for the safe design of hydraulic structures. For the safe design of hydraulic structures. Just imagine in future you will going to construct one dam. It is of capacity 150 TMC. After construction of the dam for 150 TMC of the storage capacity, in the next 10 to 20 years, if there is a huge rainfall, tremendous, very high rainfall occurs, then definitely inflow will be maximum. There may be a chances of flood. Once the water is discharged from the dam to the canals, there may be chances of flood. So in order to avoid the flood, in order to withstand that flood, we must design hydraulic structure with utmost safe and precautions. So in order to design the structure with the safety, we must know maximum probable flood. This is just probable, maximum probable. It may occur. It may occur in 10 years, 20 years, 50, or it may not occur also. But for the safer side, we must design any hydraulic structure for maximum probable flood. Okay? In order to know this, we need hydrology. And second one is yield from basin. Okay? Yield from basin. That means this is an approximated yield from some catchment area. Okay? Just for example, this year rainfall is too much heavy, right? Rainfall is little higher. Why this is important? Yield from basin. In order to design any municipal water supply designs and constructions. Municipal water supply, in order to supply the water for the community, and also in order to generate hydropower. If hydropower, and also river navigation. Okay? If once I know yield, that is maximum yield from the basin, then using that data, I can design municipal water supply hydraulic structures, and also it is useful for the hydropower generation. And also it is useful for river navigation. For river navigation, we need certain depth of water. So in shallow water, we cannot facilitate river navigation, right? So because ಹಡಗುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹಡಗುಗಳಿಗೆ it is not suitable for what I would like to say is, for river navigation facility, we need some certain depth. In shallow water, it is not possible. So for all these reasons, we need what is the maximum yield from certain catchment area. In order to know, yield means maximum water. So it is approximate water from certain basin. So in order to know this yield, we need hydrology. Okay? Similarly, third one is about groundwater development. Groundwater development. That means rainfall pattern. I'll explain, don't worry. Rainfall pattern and also crop pattern. Okay, rainfall pattern, crop pattern. And also, what is that? Rainfall pattern, crop pattern, recharge facilities. Recharge facilities. We are using groundwater from so many years. Just we are discharging the water from the ground. But also we need to think about recharge the water, correct? From so many years, we are just discharging the water from the ground by using tube wells or some other means. We need to look into the recharge facilities. Recharge facility is nothing but rivers and streams, that's it, nothing. Recharge facility nothing but rivers and streams. And also rainfall pattern is very important. So from last 50 years or from last 100 years, how the pattern is about rainfall. Similarly, crop pattern. Let's say for example in our Mandya only, we used to cultivate paddy and sugarcane extensively. So that requires too much of water, correct? Paddy and sugarcane requires too much of water. In order to satisfy the demand, we are withdrawing groundwater extensively, correct? So in order to develop, develop nothing but recharging the groundwater. So for this reason, these are all the important factors. Recharge facility nothing but rivers and streams. If water is in good amount in rivers and streams, that itself recharge the groundwater. In order to develop the groundwater, we need hydrology. And next one is maximum storm. That means heavy rainfall. Maximum storm nothing but heavy rainfall. So why this point is important means in order to design drainage project. Let's say for example in Mysore city, average rainfall of Mysore city is around 600 to 800 mm. Okay, just imagine in the next 2 years or this year, if rainfall reaches 1500 mm, then the design project is not capable to withstand that high amount of water. So in order to withstand or in order to capable the highest rainfall, we must design drainage project with more care and safety. So drainage project nothing but, let's say for example road side ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚರಂಡಿ ಇರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ, ಚರಂಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ highest maximum rainfall ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ that is taken from the previous rainfall data. So using that previous record, we need to estimate the maximum storm that may occur. This is just estimated value. Okay, for the drainage project we need maximum storm. For the design purpose we need maximum storm. So that can be obtained with the concept of hydrology. And just think about, from last 2 years we are facing too much of problems related to flood. Tumba pravaha agta ide last 2 years inda. What is the reason for that? There may be just we are acquiring the river width. Let's say this is the river, okay? In the name of economic, in the name of development, what we are doing, just we are acquiring the river areas. That means we are just encroaching the river width, nothing but we are decreasing the river width. So initially river width is this one. After a certain time, in the name of economic development or some recreational activity, whatever, so river width is decreased. This is just an example to give an idea for you people. So river width is decreased. Okay. Again, rainfall is same appa. ಹೋದ ವರ್ಷನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಳೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ವರ್ಷನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. But the reason is there is no sufficient volume to flow. There is no sufficient volume. Correct? Initially this is the area, or we can say volume. This much is the volume. So water is flowing sufficiently. We are reducing the river width. There are so many reasons. Just this is an example. So river width is decreased. So this width is not capable to carry this same amount of water. That width is not sufficient to carry this. But we are calling this is flood. Is this really flood? No. Think about it. Okay.